camera looks like it really needs clean. That's better. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me. Now, again, I'm going to start off by making some apologies. I've got an awful lot going on at the moment. So, I'm sorry that I haven't been uploading any videos. I will be doing shortly, but I've got a lot going on. I'm going to wait for you all to join me. And while you're all joining me, I'm just going to put on some foundation. Let's do that. Let's do it. Right. Foundation. Hello there, Terry. Hello, Shahina. So I'm sorry I haven't been putting out any videos. I've got a lot going on. I've got an offer on my flat. At last, fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong. So I'm selling my flat at the moment. So having to deal with solicitors and estate agents and everything else. And it's not that it's taking up too much of my day, but you probably remember that I told you that I have been diagnosed with depression and anxiety, and it kind of having to deal with all that after coming out of lockdown is kind of got me into that state again. I kind of that feeling of constantly feeling sick, that you've got to do something, and feeling nervous about the post coming through the door and all the things that I had before. So just bear with me for a while. I'm bearing up, and I will be doing my weekly lives. I can definitely commit to that, but just bear with me for the other videos because I just don't feel like I can commit to too much at the moment until I've got a certain place with everything that's going on. But it's very exciting as well, the thought that I'm going to finally be able to start looking for a new place. But it's sending my anxiety a bit through the roof. I'm just going to use my Tom Ford sticks. Hello, everyone's saying hello to one another. So apologies, I haven't been answering comments. Hello, Maria. It will get better. Thank you so much, Terry. It's just, you know, that I know my symptoms of anxiety when they come back. It's little things like the post comes through the door and I don't want to look at the post because I'm frightened that there'll be something in there that's going to cause me anxiety. I'm frightened of fear, you know, and that happened before. And it's all to do with the fact that there's just a lot going on, and coming from a point where we've had nothing going on, you know, absolutely nothing whatsoever. So I'm mixing two foundations from Tom Ford. It's just a bit of a shock to the system. So thank you for sticking with me. I haven't disappeared. I love you all. And I will get round to answering comments and things shortly. You know, just also, you know, getting into negotiation about sale prices and stuff, all of that. Quite stressful. But, you know, I'm a Taurus the bull, so I'm stubborn too. I'm a good negotiator in that way because I'm stubborn as a mule. So I'm just looking at your comments. But yes, I'm definitely, we are together with Ali. Happy times. But definitely will commit to doing my weekly lives. And at the moment, I just don't want to commit to too much more. I went to do, yesterday, I went to do a video on Victoria Beckham. And I just got to a point where I'd exhausted myself from nervous energy. And I just couldn't do it. I managed to take swatch photographs, which I'll upload later. But I just couldn't do it. I was too knackered. Because you get yourself into this high state of anxiety. And then you just can't come down from it. But hopefully soon. I can't wait to actually get my own place and be settled in it. And have it all behind me. I don't know how these people, you know, these people that like move 5 times a year, I don't know how they do it. I suppose because I grew up in the house that my mum was still living in when she passed away. You know, we'd been the only residents ever in the house. So I'm not used to that. And then, of course, all the stuff with my dad that happened just after the move. But, of course, this was never going to be permanent. So it'd be nice to be able to make somewhere my own and not have green wallpaper. I'm a little bit better towards green now, but I always had the association with that kind of green with hospitals. And now it's blue, isn't it, in the NHS? But when I was a kid, that was surgery. I'm just using some of this Tom Ford as a concealer. So I thought what I'd do today, because I didn't manage to get out my Victoria Beckham, is to talk you through some Victoria Beckham products. And I have to say that I ended up buying a little bit more. So I've got a lot to show you. So I thought what I'll do is I'll show you all my Victoria Beckham and tell you my thoughts on it and do some swatches, if that's all right. And I'll put some of it on as well. I'm just going to put some powder on just to set this. I'm just using my MAC Studio Fix powder. So how is everyone? And I've got to get to the post office as well. Got to send a few things back. You're good, are you? Well done, Maria. And thank you all for being so understanding. All good today. So, I gathered up all my Victoria Beckham. So this isn't just what I've bought in the last week, but I have bought most of it quite recently. And then I pulled out these very old things, of course, by Victoria Beckham, which I will not throw out. And they still smell fine. These were when she did her Estee Lauder. Hello, Stacey. Right, have I said hello to everyone so far? Let's see. Let's say, so we've got Terry. Hello, Terry. Hello, Shahina. Hello, Emma. Hello, Maria. Hello, Stacey. That's everyone for now. So yeah, I'll put those to one side. So, first of all, I have to say that I have found the best eyeliner ever. If you're looking for a good eyeliner, I'm so impressed with Victoria Beckham's eyeliners that I've now bought 3. I have to say they're the best that I've ever tried, without a doubt. So I bought the bronze one, and it was so good that I put in an order for 2 more. And I will be getting probably all of them eventually. Did I get the new CT setting spray? No. Is there a new CT setting spray? Oh, how have I missed that? I'll have to look afterwards. I didn't know there was a new CT setting spray. What, in addition to Airbrush Flawless? There must be an email. I'll have a look later. You messaged me about it. I'm sorry, Stan. I haven't been looking at all of my messages. I'm so sorry. So she's got a new setting spray. Ah, you've ordered it and it arrived today. So what is the new setting spray all about then? How's it different to Airbrush? I'm just going to sharpen this pencil. I haven't signed up to any of the webinars this week. I was thinking about watching the one on Thursday with Charlotte. I'll have to look at that setting spray now. So what is the difference? Ah, it's an airbrush one, but it's got a different scent to it. Okay. Oh, I'll have a look at that later. Right, so these are the eyeliners. Right, now I have to tell you, these are the best eyeliners, in my opinion. They're very, very soft. Very soft. You hardly need to touch them. Now, that's the bronze one. They're the same sort of softness as I would say. Think about Pat McGrath's lip liners. That kind of softness. They glide on without you having to press at all. But then they set really, really well. They are beautiful. Really beautiful. So that one is bronze. Now, although it's bronze, it's got a kind of khaki look to it. It sort of almost looks green. It's a khaki bronzy green. But it's very pretty on the eyes. Someone just said something. Hang on. It smells like aftershave and it made your skin dry and red. Oh, that would be the scent in it. Oh, dear. Send it back. Send it back, Stacey. Yeah, the thing is, the webinar that I went to for the other one, I started to get a bit bored, but it was all about selling stuff. You must buy this and you must buy that. And a lot of stuff I've got anyway. Now, this is Bordeaux. This is very nice as well. And they come with this smudger, the other side. And you can order them with... Hello there, Clara. Really lovely. So this one is Bordeaux, which I'm going to get a lot of use out of. I'm going to show you applying one in a minute. If you've ever struggled to get a flick at the end, you won't with this. Because you know, if you've got hooded lids, that skin sort of drags because there's a big hood there, so it kind of skips. These are so soft. It's so easy to do them with. I'm absolutely in love with these liners. Absolutely in love with them. Oh, Clara's done a Pat McGrath video. I must see that. Waiting to see if they want it back. Yeah, they probably don't want it back, but you never know. They might do. Sometimes makeup companies do insist you send it back. Because I think probably just to kind of... Not that they're going to be able to do anything with it. Just to try and put people off saying they don't want it. And then actually keeping it. If you know what I mean. Now, this one is brown. It's very dark brown. But again, it's so soft. Now, she's got a black one that I want to get. And she's also brought out a slate grey. But the slate grey is very dark. It's almost black. My sister got that one. But these are just... I'm going to use these all the time. They're just so easy to put on. I'll show you. Let me just I'm going to put this brown one on. I'll show you what I mean. Because they're so soft, you don't have to press at all. And then when you get to the end here, look. Done. Because it's so soft, it doesn't drag. It doesn't skip. I'll put the gold one underneath so you can see. But I actually did a look the other day. I'm coming to your messages. I can see them popping up. I actually did a look the other day using the bronze one on my entire mobile lid. See how easy it is? And all you do is literally, because you only have to press so lightly, they're just, I love them. These are my favourite eyeliners in the world now. I shall never go back. Oh, excuse me a second. Throwing them on the floor. Right, I want my bronze one. Let me put some underneath. A good eyelash curler. Right, do you know what? My one's buried in a box somewhere. But my favourite one, especially if you've got small eyes, is a Surratt one. Surratt ones are really good. You spend a bit of money, but they are really good. Charlotte Tilbury ones aren't bad. It depends on how much you really want to pay. The Surratt ones are really, really good. MAC used to do half eyelash curlers, which are really good because you can really get them into the corners. I haven't seen them recently, but I would say Charlotte Tilbury or Surratt, depending on how much you want to spend. Now look at this. I'm going to just dab my under eye because my eyes have been watering a bit. And we don't want them. They won't stick any eyeliner if your eyes have got water underneath them. I'll put some of this in my waterline as well. This is so pretty. And it's just so soft and easy to get on in a hurry. Honestly, I really love these. They're my all-time favourite eyeliners. Worth every single penny. See, the only thing is, as I said, it's sort of a greeny bronze. But it's so pretty and easy to get a really sharp line. And as I say, you've got a smudger on the other side. So let me get the brown one again. And the Bordeaux one is really stunning. I can't put that one on now. But you've got a smudger the other side, so you can kind of... I've got my estate agent now chasing me up. I'll get back to them in a minute. Now that's because my eye's watering. I've just smudged it away. So there we go. So you can smudge them out as well. Really, really good. Really, really can't rave about these enough. I'll just paint it back on. So easy. Right, so those are the eyeliners. So I've got 3 of those, and those are the shades. So you've got this one, which is Cocoa, this is Bordeaux, and this one is called Bronze. And they do a black one, and she does one now called a new one, but you can only get on her website, not on Cult Beauty, which is kind of a dark grey as well. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a dark grey. So I'm loving those, absolutely. I don't know why she doesn't bring out a blue one. And then the lid lusters. So I can now show you. I've got 4 of the lid lusters now. Now my favourite is Mink. My favourite all time is Mink. Let's show you Mink. These are Victoria Beckham. Definitely, I would say, if you want to try something of Victoria Beckham's, try the eyeliners. They're fantastic and so easy. Definitely, definitely try the eyeliners. Here is the lid luster in Mink. This is my favourite one. It's certainly for my colouring as well. It just works really well. Now, the only downside of these, they don't crease. They last really well, even on hooded lids. They're a powder, but they're quite emollient. And what I like about this mink one is as you blend it out at the top, it starts to look more matte, which is great. So as you're blending it out into the socket, it doesn't look as shimmery. Yeah, really nice. So that's mink. And these, of course, you can put on with your fingers. I'm going to put one on in a minute. You can pick which one you want to see. Then I got honey. So this is honey. So honey is like a yellow gold. I will do, Stacey. I will. There you go. That's honey. And then I've got two more. I really like, they're really easy to, again, just to pat onto your lids. There's one downside I would say about the lid lusters. I do notice towards the end of the day, because there's quite a bit of, the glitter in them's quite chunky. I find as I get to the end of the day that I start wanting to rub my eyes. I just feel a little bit of irritation because they're quite chunky glitter. But I've got very sensitive eyes, but they're really long lasting. And I'm quite prepared to put up with a little bit of irritation towards the end of the day, because by then I'll just take it off. And then this is Tea Rose. Now, I actually thought I was going to love this a lot more, this colour. It's not as stunning as I thought it was going to be, but it's nice. It's a lovely rose gold. But somehow I just thought it was going to be, I don't know what I expected, but I thought I was going to prefer it to mink, but I don't. But it is very pretty. So this is Tea Rose. You got Tea Rose, didn't you, Stacey? See, it looks nice there. I think it's because it's a bit darker than I expected it. Okay, how do I find they compare? So the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerise are a cream formula, and these are powder, but they're emollient powder. It's really difficult to explain because probably I would say that the eye jewels of Charlotte's are closer to this because they're kind of a glittery powder. But these are more emollient than the eye jewels. So they just kind of, they would last longer than the eye jewels. The eye jewels are more powdery. These are somewhere in the middle of being a cream and a powder. Ali, why don't you make a direct here to show us all your Daniel Sana blush shades? You want to see all the Daniel Sana? I can definitely do that. What you mean on a live? I can dig them out for another live, or I can do a separate video and try and put that out this week. I know you've requested that before. I must get round to doing it. You like the italic shades. Now, they'll be cream. Hello there, Rebecca. And then I have, last but not least, Midnight, which I think was the one Stacey was considering, which is the blue one, which is very pretty too. Here's the blue one. So as I said, that's my favourite one. But what I did the other day was I used the bronze eyeliner that I've got under here on my mobile lid. You can see they're not completely transfer proof, but that always happens to me if I put eyeliner on first. Because of my hooded lids, I always get a little imprint. And I used the bronze eyeliner, and then I popped a bit of the honey one right in the middle, which I might be able to show you in a minute. But I'm just, now the other thing that I got, well, you know that I've got the mascara and you've seen that before. I'll just finish showing you because I've got one of the eyeshadow bricks which I can show you, but I also got to try one of the lip liners, and they're very interesting, so I need to talk to you about the lip liners. And I'm sure Rebecca's talked a lot about these because Rebecca's got a fantastic collection of... You woke up late today, did you? Oh, Rebecca, I've got a big catch up to have with you as well. This is the eye brick in blue, and it's all matte. Apart from, I don't know, apart from this one, which has got a little tiny bit of shimmer in it. And I love this because I love the fact that it's got a cobalt and a navy. Look at that cobalt colour. And then the navy. And I often team this up with the lid luster, the blue one, this one, to do a look. And this shade, this is what sold me the palette, because I thought I've got navy and I've got some cobalt, but that sold me the palette because I just thought it was so interesting to have that in with the others. You got your dressing table. Oh, that's lovely. Yes, it's we're talking Victoria Beckham here. Happy Ramadan. Well remembered, Rebecca. So that's the eye brick. And Rebecca's got a few more of these. If you want to see them, get your requests into Rebecca. I'm quite interested in the signature one. Sorry, Nina. I'm struggling to keep up with all the comments. I'm glad someone answered you. Hello there, Nina. Sugar paper blue. Yes. Good description. It is Lush. They're not cheap, but they are very good quality. Oh, no, but no need to be apologetic for being late to the party. You're all welcome here. I just apologise if I miss any of the comments. People are screaming at the screen saying, no, she hasn't answered me. Now, I got, just to try, because I like the eyeliners so much, I thought I'm going to try one of the lip liners. And I'm very impressed. Now, the lip liners are quite hard. Now, that doesn't sound very good, does it? But I actually am impressed with them. I'll tell you why. So, the eyeliners are softer than the lip liners. I got shade 4. But what I like about this, now, if you think about, there's been a lot of move recently. If you get a Mcgrath Lip Liner, even a Charlotte Tilbury one, really, they're quite soft and they're quite good for filling in the lips. But what they're not as good at is really defining the lip because they don't stay sharp enough. And they don't stay sharp enough because they are too soft. Now, this seems to be the best of both worlds. It's hard enough to get the definition, but soft enough to still not drag on the lips. So I really like this. I'm going to fill in my lips. I'm going to outline my lips and then I'm going to fill them in with it. But actually, I think this is better for outlining than filling, right? And I love the colour. This is shade 4. And I just love the fact that it is actually not just a lipstick in a pencil, but it is actually a proper liner. So if you like a sharp edge definition to your lips, you're going to love these pencils. Can you see what I mean? You can get really good definition, and the pencil is still quite sharp. So if I did that with a Pat McGrath, it would already be quite rounded off. And the shades are gorgeous. And no, I'm not on commission from Victoria Beckham. So you can still fill with it. But even after I've filled with it, look, it's still quite sharp. Whereas we know if we did that with a Pat McGrath, then it would be blunt by now. You'd have to sharpen it again. But not with these. So I'm really loving that. I think they, and also because they're a bit stiffer, I think they're going to provide a better base for the lipstick. They're going to keep the lipstick on for longer. I haven't got any experience to support that. That is just my theory. I think I wore a lipstick yesterday and I think it probably did, but let me just see what I've got here. Pillow Talk Medium. Perfect. Let's put this on. It's just going to stick more. Quite a good match for Pillow Talk Medium. That's definitely going to hold it on more. So, I would definitely recommend the eyeliners and the lip liners. But bear in mind, the lip liners are actually stiffer and harder than the eyeliners. The eyeliners feel like lip liners and the lip liners feel like eyeliners. But actually it works. Hello, Tabusim. Now, which lid luster would you like me to put on? Or eyeshadow? I'm going to go with the first thing that somebody says rather than vote, because you'll all say different things. So whatever the first comment is that comes up. Honey. Right, honey. Honey's going on. I'll try and incorporate other ones if I can. Right, here's the honey one. So you can put these on with a brush, but I think that they work better with your fingers. So, of course, I've got all this going on now, but that doesn't matter because actually that's going to give me a natural shadow in my socket. So I'm not really bothered. Right, I just need to warm this up a bit. They're a bit like, I tell you what, they're a bit like, if I was to describe the most similar thing, they're a bit like the Charlotte Tilbury pop shades. You know, the ones, her original pop shades. That they're better when you warm them up with your fingers. They're a powder, but they've got that emollients in them that needs to be a bit warmed up before they actually start to go on. See? So that's honey. Try a bit on my lip in the centre. Will do. Your wish is my command. Hello, Helena. See if it gives a sparkle glow. I'm just warming that side up a bit more. There you go. I'll put some over my Cupid's bow. There you are. Now what I'm going to do, I'll put a bit of mink. I just put a bit of mink in this corner so you can see it. Because I love mink. And actually I haven't tried it with the bronze one, but I think it will go quite well. I'll just take a little bit on my finger. This one's actually a lot more pigmented. And I'll take it out to where that line ends and up. I'll blend that in a minute. I'm just going to do the other side. I want to show you what I mean about when you start to blend it out, it starts to look more matte at the top. So it sort of blends out beautifully, this shade. Oh, we're discussing perfumes. Yes, it's darker. So if I just clean my finger off now, because I don't want to apply more, I just want to blend this out at the top. I love the way it blends out. There you go. I'll put on some of the mascara. We'll continue on the Victoria Beckham theme, and I'll put on some mascara. In fact, what I might also do is just put a little bit of the brown liner in my waterline, just to add a bit more depth to my eyes. Where's the brown one? There we are. Ali, did you get your superstar gift? Yes, I did. I did. I posted on Instagram saying what a lovely surprise to get a jar of magic cream in the post. I don't know what the threshold is for becoming a superstar. I know in order to be in the vault you need to put in 3 orders a year. But there must be another threshold to become superstar. But basically it's because we spend a lot of money on Charlotte Tilbury. Somebody said to me, is it PR? And I said, no, it's just that I spend too much money. Yes, if you're a superstar, and as I say, I don't know what the threshold is, but I think all of us here spend quite a bit of money on Charlotte Tilbury. Then you get they say, well done, you're a superstar, and they send you a pot of magic cream. It's sort of PR, but not the sort of PR. It's not PR from running my channel. We're all superstars. So this is the Victoria Beckham mascara, which I love because it's not as curling as, I'm really loving that, the Maybelline one at the moment. And it's not as curling as Pillow Talk, but I like the fact that it's really gentle on the lashes. It's still curling and it's so easy to take off, and it doesn't feel hard and crinkly, so that you don't get that uncomfortable feeling taking it off. It's so easy to remove. Sorry, I'm doing my mascara face. Oh, by the way, do you like my hair? I completely messed up my hair. I decided I was going to cut it myself the other day. And you probably think, oh, actually, it doesn't look too bad, Ali. So I got the clippers out, but I put the wrong comb on to start with. So you look at it that way, it's fine. Look at this. I put the wrong comb on. Yes, but look, my bald patch where I put the wrong comb on. It was still on the setting that Mick uses, which is like a number 2 or something. And I went, zzz. Oh no, oh no. So I kind of thinned it out a bit this side to match, but I didn't mean to go that short. Exactly, it'll grow so quickly, I don't really care. So that's the mascara. I'm not going to put too much on because my eyes are watering. Yeah, that's a good idea, Nina. My hair grows so quickly. And I think one thing lockdown's taught me is how much hairdressers rip us off. I mean, it's where I am. I know I like to go to Tony and Guy and they do a good job, definitely. But I mean, I was paying like 50 odd pounds just for a haircut and 50 odd pounds to have my hair dyed, like every 6 to 8 weeks. And you realise, actually, when you've got a short cut, you can do a pretty good job yourself. Emma's hair is insanely good. I've seen the photo. I'm not sure if I've commented on it yet, but I've definitely seen the photo. I couldn't believe it was Emma's hair. I thought, oh, who's that model she's got on her? I used to have very long hair, and I did the typical thing of cutting it when I had a baby, which is what people do. They tend to do, don't they? But I went slightly shorter, and it used to be down to my waist. But I now realise, looking back at pictures of myself, that long hair used to make me feel confident. But looking back at myself, I don't think it was right for me. And the reason I don't think it was right for me is because I'm very short. I'm 4'8" height, which is what, about 100, and for those of you in the States that probably don't work in feet and inches, it's about 141 centimetres. Anyway, if you look at pictures of me, like from the side where my hair stops, it actually makes me look even shorter, because it kind of cuts me in half. So I think if you're quite tall, you can carry off long hair, but I don't think it was doing me any favours. But at the time, it made me feel confident. So that's the main thing. It's whether it makes you feel confident. But looking back at the pictures, I thought I shouldn't have done that, because actually I've made myself look even shorter. I kind of looked back and thought, you know that, have you seen the Willy Wonka, the second film, where they got the Oompa Loompas and they had that hair growing candy? That's what I looked like with long hair. And I thought I looked great. I just thought, you know what, it's my birthday next month. I'm selling my place. I've got all that expense. There are things that I want to save up for my birthday. And knowing that I could do my hair myself and make it look more or less decent, I'm actually not even minding the grey at the moment, because it's sort of, at the moment, it looks like little highlights. So if I use a colour shampoo, it'll just look like I've low-lighted my hair. And I just thought, you know what, I'd rather use that 120 quid for something else. Now I'm going to get shock horror from people. But do I care? Shock horror from people using my old Victoria Beckham, which was probably now, what, 3.5 years old? But it still smells fine, and I'm sorry, I'm not getting rid of it. I spray it regularly, and I probably shouldn't use it, but I love it, and they don't sell it anymore. So, with all that being said, sorry if this offends you, that I'm using such old makeup, but it's my face. Bit of glitter glam on the tips, yeah. So I'm going to use my old, where she collaborated with Estee Lauder, because I still love this stuff. This is the cheek tint, which still smells absolutely fine and really looks, it's just such a beautiful colour. Look, it just works. And I'm going to use her bronzer, which is so old I don't even remember what it was called. And it's faded off the back, but it still works fine. Yep. And it's lovely and natural looking as well. It's not too overpowering. Exactly, unless it smells or looks odd. Do you know the ones that I find have gone off the quickest? And I don't buy them anymore for that reason. Urban Decay. The Urban Decay palettes do not last. They're lovely when you first buy them, but about 8 months later, they've dried up. And then I'm going to use this highlighter. Now, you can get this highlighter still. It's not called the Victoria Beckham, so it won't come in this posh compact. But you can still get this highlighter from Estee Lauder. And it's called Mercury Rising or something. It's a lovely, lovely highlighter. So I've almost got a full face of Victoria Beckham, apart from my Tom Ford foundation. I'll put a bit of this as well. Let's put some under my eyebrows. Haven't done my brows yet. I've got to do my nails next. I think it's time to start painting my nails again, because that will keep me nice and calm. I don't know how people move out of their place straight into a new place. How they manage to do that without having a nervous breakdown, I don't know. I'm so glad that I'm in a transition place. So all I'm having to deal with is selling first, and then money's in the bank, and then buying next. But how you sell and buy at the same time, my hat goes off to you if you've ever done that, because I don't think I could do it. Right, I'm going to talk to you and look at your comments while I do my 3-step brow from Charlotte Tilbury. Oh, I didn't realise, by the way, did people realise that you can get refills for these? So you don't have to replace a whole unit. So this bit comes out, I think. I'm not going to try it now. But you can just buy the refills. I didn't realise that bit. I saw them on Cult Beauty and thought, oh, she's got refills. And she's got refills to the brow lift. So she's obviously taken in the new brow lift, she's obviously taken the little highlighter out of the middle. I love that. Oh, that's got to be comment of the day. Well done, Emma. I was going to do, I'd do my makeup with Ali, but I made a quiche instead. I'm going to have that as, you know, when people advertise their channels and they put in inverted commas, like their comments on their channel. I'm going to have that. I was going to do my makeup with Ali, but I made a quiche instead. You know why? Because I love the fact that we are all so relaxed in one another's company. And someone posted the other day, and I didn't take it as an insult at all. By the way, I can't remember which one of you it was, said, oh, I'm really sorry, I fell asleep during your live. And I mean, I howled laughing, and I said, oh, I'm glad I helped you go to sleep. I love it. It's a bit like if you fall asleep when someone's driving, that means you're relaxed in their company. I love it. I love that people are relaxed in my company. So go ahead and fall asleep. I welcome it. I'm going to have to finish off because, of course, it's nearly time to pick Jack up from school. And if I get there late, there's nowhere to park because loads of non-disabled park in the disabled bay. What shade am I using? I'm using, in the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix, Brow Cheat, I'm using Brown Black and Supermodel Legendary Brows. Although I'm wondering, it's weird though, I was wondering about going a shade down because obviously as you get older, your hair colour gets less intense. But since I've cut all the dye out, and my hair is now looking blacker because I haven't got where I've had it dyed before and it's dyed over the grey, it's sort of made it look reddy brown. But now my hair's looking actually blacker than it was before. So yeah, I use Supermodel in the Legendary and Black Brown. You've got white hairs. I've got white hairs. I'm trying to find them, but I've covered them. But I've got white hairs, and this Legendary Brows does cover them up. And I'm still loving this clear gel, and I don't know why I love it so much because you think clear gel is just a clear gel, but it's the way that it fixes them in place. If I get a really prominent one, I'll pluck it out. But obviously, if you kept doing that, you'd end up with no brows. One thing I would say is just make sure you keep cleaning your spoolies, ladies, because you'd be surprised how much foundation ends up on your spoolie. And now I clean it after each use. Because you think, oh, hang on a minute, that's not covering my greys, but that's actually because your spoolie's got foundation on it. It really can get covered in foundation. Because if you're using your spoolie to comb through your brows, you get a lot of foundation. I'll show you what I mean. See, I will take this in a minute. And I'll just clean it. I'll just take it in a cloth. And I'll just twizzle it round. Look. And I do that every time. I do that every time I use it. I remember once thinking I need to clean my spoolie, and it was so disgusting. I vowed that I would clean it after each use ever since, and I have. because when you're putting your foundation on, it gets trapped in the hairs, and then you go and do that, and you're basically brushing all your foundation into the spoolie. The next time you use it, you look like you've got grey brows because you're brushing old foundation into it. So definitely clean your spoolies. Baby steps. She's terrified all of a sudden. What's she It doesn't hold your brows. She's afraid to go back. Oh, Rebecca, I totally understand. I was just talking before you came on about the fact that, you know, I'm in the middle of selling my flat. And just all of a sudden having people ringing me up, like solicitors, estate agents, it's making me feel physically sick, because up to recently I haven't had to do any of that. And it's a shock to the system. So I can imagine going back to school, because you're going from literally having no, I mean, unless you've been doing online lessons, but even with that, you could sit in bed doing your online lessons. I think Jack was ready, because Jack's very sociable and was talking a lot online to his friends, and he didn't experience that. But I can totally see how, I mean, I'm feeling it just, and I'm not at school every day, but I'm feeling that, oh, I've got to get up, I've got to take him to school, and I've got to face dealing with things that I just didn't have to do before. So definitely, and they should, I hope the school are supporting them. Doesn't help when our education secretary comes on and says we need to get tough on our kids. Did you see that in the news? And a lot of teachers criticised him, saying, don't you think our kids have been through enough, without you saying we need to get tough on them now? He can do one. Exactly. He's going, they should confiscate mobile phones. And they were saying, well, most schools had done that years ago anyway. Most of the time, you know, there's a basic understanding of children. Most of the time, if children are playing up, it's because they're acting out fear, anxiety, and it just takes sitting down and chatting with them. Now, some people will say, oh, you know, typical liberal parent. I'm not talking about, you know, you have to pull a boundary. There's a, within reason, you don't sit and chat about somebody slapping you in the face or telling you to, you know, be really being rude to you. You obviously, you establish boundaries, but most of the time, if a kid storms off or is behaving in a certain way, it's to do with anxiety. What did Gwyneth Paltrow say about SPF? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jane. You're not well. I'm sorry to hear that. Get well soon, Jane. Exactly, Nina. I totally agree with you. Yeah, and I suppose, do you know what, Rebecca? Hopefully, your oldest will realise when she gets back that everybody's in the same boat. Like this fear that you're somehow going to be stupid and left behind, that everybody is in the same boat, and that they're all going to be feeling like that. And actually, everybody's fallen behind with the curriculum. But there is a lot of pressure on them to kind of catch up. And it's a lot to put on kids at that age. It's an awful lot. Now, listen, guys, I'm going to have to go because I've got to go and pick up my son. And if I don't get there early enough, I can't park. It is tough being a human. And I think we put on far too much pressure on kids. I have to say that I'm watching a lot about the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme because of the death of Prince Philip. And I was thinking, do you know what? It had been on my radar, but I was thinking that might be something that would be good for Jack. You know, getting outside and being presented with challenges and stuff like that. I love you too, Rebecca. Oh, they've turned into boils. Oh, dear. My partner's a retired headmaster and he thinks the education secretary is a nut. I love the little emojis. He did it, did he? Do you know what? I didn't realise that. I know this is going to sound incredibly naive now. And I'll have to say this before I go. I didn't realise that disabled kids could do it because I wish I'd known that when I was a kid because I would have been interested to do it. I thought you had to be physically fit to do the expedition, but I saw that there were disabled people in it. Yeah, I would have loved to have done something like that, but I thought, oh, can't do Duke of Edinburgh, I'm disabled, I can't walk and run in an expedition. And maybe they didn't make that clear in the 70s, and they do now, but when I saw them presenting kids with the Gold Award, and there were quite a few in wheelchairs, I thought, oh, I wish I'd known you could still do it, because I'd have loved to have done it. Can you get an award when you're older? Oh, no, you got to be under 18. Okay, I'm going to love you all and leave you. Get well soon if you're not feeling very well. You're a superstar too. I think we're all superstars, not only because we buy a lot from Charlotte Tilbury, but because of our loyalty. So we all deserve a free magic cream. So I will see you all very soon. Take care, and I will try and put out a video. I'm not going to promise at the moment because of all that's going on, but just bear with me. I will be coming back more regularly into your homes very soon, and just keep your fingers crossed for me that all this legal stuff goes through without a hitch and that my flat gets sold. Okay, see you all soon. Don't forget to like my live. Thank you very much. Love you all. Mwah!